Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in to UmattR TV. We're here to answer some questions about ourselves, and we are on season 3, episode 2. So I'll start us off. My name is Ella Rogers. I go to FHS. I'm the co-captain on the Kelly Greens and the NHS treasurer, and I like to crochet.
Hi, my name is Khyler Burns. I'm a senior at Piedra Vista High School. I like to play tennis, I love to ski, and I like to play guitar.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Hallie. I go to Farmington High School. I'm also a co-captain on the Kelly Greens. I'm involved in NHS in my youth group, and I love to read.
Nice. Okay, so I'll start us off. My favorite subject this year is psychology. I only have 4 classes, and so it's kind of hard. And one of them, well, I take it back. Ceramics is pretty fun. Ceramics at FHS is a good time. It's like adult Play-Doh. So maybe my favorite subject is actually ceramics. My favorite teacher this year is definitely Mr. Bales. He dyed his beard green for like the beginning of the school and then dyed it pink for October. He's super cool. My favorite grade was probably freshman year, but if you knew me freshman year, I apologize personally. I was a little rough. And my hardest subject is history. I don't know why. I am so, like, I find it boring, and so then I blank out, but then I don't retain any of the information. I'm like, oh, oops. So history is a no-go for me. I'm very interested in the medical field, and I want to be a dermatologist eventually. You gotta add that on. So. What about you, Khyler?
So this year, I think my favorite subject would probably be government, just because it's a really fun class, and I have a bunch of my friends in there, and it's a pretty easy class. There's not much. And then my favorite teacher is Mr. Burns, who teaches government, because he's a pretty chill teacher, and we don't do a lot in there, so
nice.
It's super fun. I want to be a lawyer, and so I'm probably going to study business in college. My favorite year was probably junior year, because that's when I had the most, made the most friends and best connections.
Yeah.
Got really close with everyone, so.
Cool.
Okay, so this year, my favorite subject would probably be my psychology class. It's really fun. We have a good time in there. So I really am enjoying that. My favorite teacher is Mr. Bales, who teaches that psychology class. It's really fun. Yeah, he just kind of does whatever, and we learn some pretty cool stuff in there. So I've been really enjoying that. My least favorite subject is definitely physics. I hated physics so much. I did not understand it at all. But that class is done. I don't have to do it again, so it's okay now. My favorite grade would probably be 5th grade. I probably peaked in 5th grade, which is okay, but it was so much fun. I had my favorite teacher ever that year. I had Mrs. Carpenter. She was the best, and I just had a really good group of friends. I really enjoyed that. I don't really know what I want to do or what I want to go to college for, so everything's still kind of up in the air.
So you can say, I can be anything.
Yeah.
I'm undecided. Okay, now, favorite color, I don't know, probably pink. That was kind of the color I was assigned to at birth. You know, each of your siblings, any Christmas gift you get from any relative. Yeah, my sister was purple, I was pink, and my little brother was blue. And I used to kind of try to be I don't like pink when I was little, and I honestly do, obviously, but pink just has a hold on my heart. I find it really fun because it's very feminine, but you can make it fun. I like it. Food, literally everything except for green beans. I find them disgusting and absolutely irrational. They're gross. If they're out of the can, that is even worse. My sister used to eat raw green beans out of the can.
Oh.
Maybe that had some influence on my childhood because I have always found them absolutely disgusting. Ice cream, again, all of it except for pistachio. Trey always says that, and I've never tried pistachio ice cream.
I feel like it'd be pretty gross.
Okay, me too, but I didn't
not flavored. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be chalky. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's one bin in Jerry's. It's called the Tonight Dough, and it seriously is everything just smushed into one cup of ice cream, and it's pretty good. Music, literally everything, and I mean from heavy metal to country. It's my jam. Love it. Song. Now that I say heavy metal, Chop Suey by System of a Down. It's got a great meaning behind it. But like I said, I like country music. I like swing dancing a lot. Me and my boyfriend have some pretty cool tricks, so I feel like that influences why I like swing dancing.
Yeah.
Fears, spiders, they're disgusting. I hate them with my entire being. I don't understand what their purpose is or why they're here. It took me up to this year to kill a spider by myself.
Oh,
it was
really?
a really big accomplishment, yeah, but I can't. They gross me out so bad. Goals, I feel like I should say graduate high school, but I feel like I'm on a really good track for that right now.
Yeah.
So graduate high school,
It's
I want
always
to
a
do a
good
year
goal.
of college. Yeah, it is a goal, yeah.
It is a good goal.
It's a near future goal.
Yeah.
I want to go to college, and I'll probably try out for the dance team wherever I go, and I want to serve a mission, and I want to have 4 kids when I'm older. I feel like that's a pretty good goal to have. I feel like that's not too many. I feel like if I had more than that, I would probably be like forgetting one or something. I don't know. I just have a really irrational fear of that too.
Do you have any place that you specifically want to go for your mission? Like anywhere that if you had to pick, if you could pick anywhere.
You're gonna jinx
so
yourself.
random.
You're gonna jinx yourself and say like all these cool places and end up
Okay,
going
but
to, like,
mine is not
Nebraska.
cool at all because I had one of my cousins, her and her boyfriend went on missions like kind of the same time, and he got sent to like the Philippines and like was eating like all this weird food and like their training center, and they had to like teach them the delicacies of them, and they were like, because it is such like weird food, and they're like, but you have to eat it if somebody serves this to you. And she got called to Boise, Idaho, which if you don't know is seriously like, there's a very large LDS population there, and she was like she literally made the best out of it, and I hope I can be like her when I get called, especially if I go somewhere like Idaho. And she was like, you know, that's okay, I'll have like a soda shop within like a mile radius of me at all times. She was like, I won't have to try any weird food, like we'll get a car, all this stuff. And so she went, and she's been out for a couple months, and my mom was like, oh, her name's Bailey. She's like, Bailey sent us a video, and I was like, oh, I want to see. And she's learning Swahili on her mission because I guess the government is sending Swahili refugees to where she's serving. So I think that's like pretty sick because you get all the comforts of being like, you didn't go international, but like she gets to still learn in like a super unique language, and it was really cool to hear.
And
her
she kind of still gets the culture
Yeah.
without being like way out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So that's super cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. My dad had some pretty weird experiences on his mission, but pretty cool ones too. Like people actually thought, my grandma on my dad's side is actually Mexican Italian, so she was really dark, and I know I came out looking like this. I'm upset about it every single day of my life, but my dad's like kind of dark, and so he really got like an in with the people that way. And like I said, he was fluent in Spanish because that was something that he picked up pretty quick, but he's got weird stories there too. So I think no matter where I said I wanted to go, even if I get sent somewhere the complete opposite, hopefully it'll work out. I don't learn Swahili now, so maybe Boise, Idaho. What about you, Khyler?
So my favorite color is probably blue. Just
Nice.
like different shades of blues. I like blue a lot.
Like there's not one particular, it's just like
no,
the whole color
yeah,
of blue?
like the color of your chair.
Dig it?
That's
Yep.
a good blue,
Yep.
but like I like all kinds of blues.
Cool.
So, my least favorite food is probably tomatoes.
Me too.
Like tomatoes.
I hate tomatoes.
Don't like just like raw tomatoes. If they're in stuff like spaghetti or like ketchup.
Okay, question
Or
for
like-
both of you. Is it a texture thing or a flavor thing?
Honestly,
both?
I think a little bit of both. Because I don't mind BLTs though. Like if it's in stuff or in a burger, tomato.
Okay.
But I just don't like just straight up tomatoes.
Like have you like salted or like
No.
nothing? Is it same for you, Hallie? Flavor,
no.
texture?
I think it's a little bit of both, but like I'll like eat pizza and stuff.
Yeah.
But like if I'm gonna have pizza, it has to have just like a little bit of sauce, because like even the tomato in that bugs me.
oh, you're like really
Wow.
against everything
Do not
tomato.
like
Dang.
tomatoes.
Do you like ketchup?
No.
No.
Really?
I feel like a lot of people that I talk to that don't like tomatoes, it's like just they like things that are in tomatoes but not tomatoes
Tomatoes.
itself.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you're against all tomatoes.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do without ketchup. I eat ketchup with everything.
I think soy sauce. I think I have.
Soy
I
sauce.
really think I have like a sodium
That's
deficiency
funny.
because like whatever night it was, I was like, Mom, I'm really hungry. She's like, we got some rice like in the cupboard. And I was like, absolutely. I seriously had like a whole bowl of rice and like drenched it in soy sauce, like to the point where it's gross to other people, and I think it is so good.
That's funny. I want what was
Favorite ice cream, music, song, feels?
my favorite ice cream is probably cookies and cream.
Pop.
I enjoy cookies and cream a lot, especially with like the chunks of Oreo. It's very good. My favorite music, when I was little, I liked country music a lot. Like I was very much country and like Taylor Swift country music, and
Yeah.
and then I kind of like pop now too. I like pop a lot and like a little bit of rap. I don't know. I like all kinds too, but yeah, I think country
like-
still.
Do you have like a favorite song?
Oh no, I get pick a favorite song and then I'll get bored of it and then it just switches so often because I'll just use it too much. So.
What are some of your fears? I shared my spiders.
Ooh, probably, okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but heights only when I'm climbing up things. If I'm like coming down, not afraid of that. But like if I'm like rock climbing and I'm climbing up, terrified, can't do that. But coming back down, it's a different story.
Even
I don't know
if you're
why.
Still rock climbing?
Yeah. I don't know why.
What?
It's really weird. I don't know. And I will literally just like freeze if I'm like climbing up. I feel like maybe it's because I have control coming back down. I feel like I have control. I don't know. Just something about it. I've never been able to, like we'll go like rock climbing, like not real rock climbing, but just like climb rocks out in the like sand stones and stuff. But when I'm climbing up, I get so scared. But climbing back down, totally fine. I don't know.
Have you ever been like rappelling before? Where it's
no,
just
I want to so bad. I feel like that'd be so fun. Or like bungee jumping. I feel like that'd be fun.
Girl. Okay, I've never.
Because like
bungee
I'm down
jumping,
to hide. Like I'm down to like jump out of a plane and like go skydiving. But
climbing
all
up
down.
Stuff,
all down.
Okay.
It's all going
Okay.
down. Climbing up, not a fan of that.
I feel like that's a little bit better than going up because most of the things like rappelling, you just sit. We did it at my girls' camp one year. I thought I would be like super chill about it, all of this stuff. No, I was shaking the whole way down. But it really is. You just sit back and then walk like off the ledge onto the side and then you jump down.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be really fun for you.
Yeah.
Okay, what are some of your goals, your dreams?
So I want to be a lawyer, but I want to go to college for business just in case later I don't want to be a lawyer. So
Smart.
I feel like it's like
Got a plan A and a plan B.
Yeah. So
Cool. Hallie, what about you?
Okay. My favorite color, I don't know, it's really hard. I like a lot of colors. I really like green. Like I like the green of my shirt, like this kind of green. And then I like light pink and like light blue. I just like light colors, like pastels.
That's what I was going to say.
My favorite food, any type of pit fruit, like apricots, peaches, plums. I love them all so much. Like if I had to eat like one type of thing for the rest of my life, I would pick that. Like
I feel like that's fair.
so good.
yeah.
That's fair.
They're my favorite. Least favorite foods. So, as you guys already know, I don't like tomatoes. But besides that, I'm just like not a sauce person. Like any type of sauce. Like even when I eat pancakes, I like don't put maple syrup on it.
Oh, so you mean like any topping?
Yeah.
I was thinking like Alfredo, like.
Oh, like I don't know. I just don't like sauce. I don't like the texture of it.
Huh.
That's
like,
fair.
Are you
I
a
could
big
see that.
texture person?
I am. Like if the texture's like off, like I do not want to eat it.
That's fair.
So like, yeah.
Are you that way with like
pancakes or
fabrics too?
fabrics? I am.
Because I totally am. If I touch something that I don't like, it's like then you have to like almost wipe it off and like touch something else, and then you're like, okay, now. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I really don't like that. It even like bothers me like whenever like my siblings are like making like a hot dog or something and get like ketchup and mustard and then like put it on. Like even like the sound of it leaving the bottle is too much for me to handle.
That's interesting. Okay.
For music, I like pretty much anything. I like all types of genres, but like I'm pretty particular of like the music that I like in that genre.
Gotcha.
Like I like country music, but there's like some certain people in country music or like certain sounds of country music that I hate. And like same with pop music and like rap music and rock. Like so I'm particular with my music, but not with my music genre.
That's a good way to say it.
I can't really pick a favorite song. It changes like every day. So that'd be really hard. And then some days it'll be like really weird things. Like I'll wake up with a song stuck in my head and I'll listen to it like 5 times that day.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of stuck like
Yeah.
that. Oh, what are the other questions?
Do you have a favorite ice cream?
Oh, so I've actually recently like developed more of a lactose intolerance, which has been really, really sad because I used to love cereal and like milk and all the good cheese, dairy products. But now whenever I eat it, it makes me so sick. Like horribly sick.
That's so sad.
Like back on pancakes, the other day I had like a buttermilk pancake, like nothing on it, just straight pancake.
Yeah.
And I thought I would be fine, and even that made me sick. So
Have you like grown to not like it, or do you still like it? It's just like you can't eat it.
Oh,
now.
I love ice cream.
Yeah.
Ice cream is so good. Like it's just 10 minutes after I eat it, like
You were dying.
I feel horrible.
Yeah.
So now I eat like a lot of like the frozen fruit bars. I like those.
Yeah.
Those are usually pretty safe. And then I like frozen yogurt, but my favorite frozen yogurt is Superman frozen yogurt, if any of you guys know what that is.
No.
It's so good. Gotta get it.
Is
Superman
it like
ice cream
flavors or
Superman.
like?
It's like It's colored red, blue, and yellow.
Is it kind of like a sorbet thing?
Yeah.
Is it kind of, okay.
It's not like the one with like the green and purple. And
yeah.
It's like similar to that but different, but it's so good. If you ever see Superman ice cream, you have to try it.
Man, I feel like I just added to my bucket list. Like,
I know.
Do I really like sauces? And now I'm second guessing it. Like, do I really like Alfredo? What are some of your fears, Hallie?
Fears? Suffocation.
Oh, okay,
yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Being buried alive, like drowning, that stuff freaks me out.
That's fair.
When we went to Hawaii a couple years ago, I tried snorkeling for the first time, which I thought would be really fun. It was really cool. There were like some coral reefs we were going to check out. And I'd never done it before, so I was like, just kind of like diving in on my own, didn't really know what was going on. I put like the mouthpiece in my mouth, and I had it in wrong. But like my mom told me that I had it in right, and like my brother told me that I had it in right. So I was like going underwater and just breathing in like straight water, and I'd tell my family, and like they're gaslighting me. They're like, no, it's fine, like you're breathing. Like, I'm not breathing. I could like feel the water going down into my lungs.
Oh my gosh.
And it took us like a really long time to figure that out. So I do not like, I don't know, just like
that's terrible.
the feeling of like my lungs filling up with water or like dirt or something just freaks me out.
Snorkeling is a weird like thing too, because if you think about breathing, it makes it really, really hard to breathe. And then you're like, wait a second. And like before, if you were breathing fine, then all of a sudden you're like, can't find enough air.
Yeah. Well, and like the fact that you can hear yourself breathe, that's always what tripped me out, because I could hear myself breathe. And like, it's kind of like white noise once you were like, oh, there's a fish. But like, if you're not and you're focused on your breathing, my worst thing was I'd go too far under. And so like, if the snorkel was sitting here, I would go just enough under where the water would go in, and I'd be like, and like,
just like suck
breathe
it
it in, and then I would freak myself out. So yes,
Now I really like snorkeling. But like, first time it was very scary.
That's terrible. You goals, dreams, family, friends?
Oh, I don't really know. I know I want to go to college and graduate high school. So I don't really know what I'm going to do in college. I do think I want to dance in college right now. It's like where I want to go, what I want to do. But right now I'm just applying to a lot of colleges, so I have lots of options. So I can have some time to make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. The other day I got in trouble for getting accepted to college because I applied to Oklahoma State, and I didn't tell my dad because I didn't like think he'd care. I'm like applying to a lot of colleges, and then like I told my mom I got in, and then like my dad calls me upstairs and goes, well, do you have anything like you need to tell me in like a serious way? Like, oh, like I was like, shoot, what did I do wrong? Like, and I was like, no, I can't think. He goes, are you sure there's nothing you need to tell me? What did I do? He's like, I didn't know you were applying to Oklahoma State. And I was like getting in trouble for it. I'm like, what kind of parent is mad that your kid got accepted to college?
No, my mom's begging me to apply to college. Oops. That's hilarious. Does he have something like against O State?
No.
Like, or Oklahoma State?
And then like afterwards he was like talking to like people that he like knew that went there about it. And he's like, oh, this person said they really liked it there. I'm like, well,
I feel like dads in college are just so weird. Like, not the same thing happened to me, but we went a couple weeks ago. I got to go see Dixie in St. George, which is now Utah Tech, but if you call it Dixie there, people look at you weird. And then we drove to Cedar City to see SUU. And I totally thought I was gonna be like all about Dixie, and then I was just gonna love it. And then we went to SUU, and they had like so many things that I was like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. Like they have a 90% graduation and like acceptance rate into medical schools for their pre-med, and that grabbed a hold of me. But like afterwards, my dad was like, I'm all for the Thunderbirds, man. Like walked out like this, like he was all proud. I was like, you're not even going to school here. Like, I was like I didn't even say like, oh yeah, like I'll probably go here, or like I hadn't even applied to that school yet. And he was like, I'm all for the Thunderbirds. I was like, all right, Zach, okay, buddy. Okay, now we're gonna share our personal stories, and these are kind of the stories that we say at the middle school, with the elementary school. These are the stories that get to go with the skits that the kids like so much, and I think it's so fun because then they're more interested in what we have to say after we do some cartwheels and jump around and all that stuff. So my story took place last year, and if we're at the, I don't usually do this at the middle school, but if we're at the elementary school, I like to ask the kids how old they are, because then I'm like, oh, I'm 17, and they're all like, oh wow, like she's old. And anyways, that always makes me laugh. But this is a story about last year on my dance team. There were a group of older girls that I thought were really cool, really funny, like they were kind of like the popular girls. And I decided that I was going to be friends with them. Like, just, you know, talk to them at practice, talk to them outside of practice. I had classes with a couple of them. And I realized that the harder I was trying to be friends with them, like, they just didn't like me. And the harder that I tried, the worse that it got. And it got to the point where it was, like, super blunt during practice. They would ask me things like about my religion and try to almost like embarrass me about who I was, and I really let that affect me. And it affected like even things down to like the clothes that I wore to practice. Like I like to wear, like I have this pair of bright red leggings, like this yellow shirt, like stuff like that. And I try to dress more like them and to fit in more. And I think the thing that it affected the most was like my attitude towards practice and in practice. Like I would text my mom every day and tell her that I didn't want to go anymore, or that I just wanted to quit, or that I just couldn't take it anymore. And my mom was kind of the person that I talked to about like a lot of this stuff. And so when I would talk to her about it, like she would always kind of help me find solutions, or even just give me comfort if I wasn't, in the mood to try to fix things right away. And so I set a goal that I just wanted to make it till state. It's our last competition, and it's definitely the biggest one. And so after state, we went and we performed, and I was really proud of how I did, and I was glad that the year was just kind of over with. We weren't really doing anything after that. And but I still had these really hurt feelings, and I definitely bottled up that anger. And I feel like because I don't usually hold on to things, like when I hold on to something, it really like festers. And so it was really affecting me, and it was affecting my attitude. Like even though the season was over, like I didn't want to go to school, and I didn't want to do this, and I didn't want to go out with my friends. And so my mom had me write down all these things that I was feeling on a piece of paper, and she just kind of said, like, this is your way of physically seeing you let go of those feelings so that you can start to kind of heal on the inside. So I wrote down all my feelings on this piece of paper, and we ripped it up, and we live out in the middle of nowhere, so this is a little bit more acceptable. I feel like I always have to say that at the elementary schools because I don't want them to light pieces of paper on fire. And we went out into the front yard, and I remember I lit it on fire, and I let it fall to the cement, and then we stomped it out, and there was like a little mark on our cement for a long time. But we're not going to talk about that part. And so that was just kind of my way to like let go and just kind of let go of those feelings and start the healing process.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
My story, I feel, so I don't necessarily tell this one to the elementary schools because I feel like it might be a little much for the elementary school kids, but I definitely tell it to the middle schoolers because, so when I was in 4th grade, my aunt died due to anorexia, and she was diagnosed with anorexia when she was 11 years old. So I guess it might not be too much for elementary school kids, but I just remember like she died when I was in 4th grade, and so I was like just old enough to understand it, but still too young to like fully comprehend like what happened. So I remember it being like really hard. And when I was in like 3rd grade, I remember going and like seeing her in the hospital because she was really sick, and all my parents told us was like she's sick, and that's all we knew. And so we, like, me and my siblings weren't exactly like sure like how sick she was, like what was going on. We just knew she was sick and she was in the hospital. She actually got flown out to Denver, so it was like very serious, but we didn't really understand at the time because we were so little. And then I remember before she passed away, like we didn't see her hardly at all, like for that entire, like almost year it feels like, because she just didn't want to see anyone because she was so sick, and she didn't want anyone seeing her like that, and that like, because she was so skinny and just, she didn't want anyone seeing her so sick. And so I remember she didn't come to Christmas Eve and Christmas, and that was really hard. And she died the next August, so I believe it was August. But, and I just remember like when my parents told us, it was just like one morning, a random morning, like our parents like called us in, and they're like, yeah, she passed away. And everyone, like, I didn't believe them. I was like, are you joking? Like, are you kidding? And like, it wasn't, because I was little, so I like didn't understand. And like, it was really, really hard. But I don't think people understand like the dangers of anorexia. So that's why I feel like it's really important to like express that it can be very dangerous. And it's a mental disorder, so like you can't just get better. Like it's not like someone can just be like, just eat. It's not that hard. But so it was very hard. And I know I struggled with like body positivity since like 4th grade, so it's definitely been hard. But I've just learned that like not everyone's the same, and I've just learned to accept that. And like sometimes there's good days and sometimes there's bad days, but if I'm feeling not so confident that day, I just accept that I'm not confident and wear clothes that make me feel confident that day. And if I'm feeling very confident that day, then I'll wear clothes that I'm confident in all the time.
No, I definitely think it's a good thing to, like you said, like explain what's really going on. Because I had some friends that struggled with that, and I didn't really understand. It was that same thing, like I wanted to be there for them and support them, but I didn't really understand what was going on. So then to learn about it like from them while they were going through it was really hard. But no, I definitely think that like if I knew what it was beforehand, I probably could have helped a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay. So in my story, I talk about cyberbullying that I faced when I was in middle school. So, like, at the end of 6th grade, like, we started, like, a new friend group that we had, and there's 5 of us girls in it. And, you know, it was, like, really fun. Like, I had a good time, like, and some of the girls in there, like, were more, like, I consider them to be, like, more popular than I was, or, like, cooler than I was. So, like, I was pretty, like, excited to be, like, included by them. And then in 7th grade, I found out that one of the girls in that group had another friend group that she was in. And in that friend group, they made a group chat, and in there, like, the entire group chat was just dedicated to being mean to me, to bullying me. And so, like, they'd, like, take pictures of me, like, in the hallway or in, like, classroom when, like, I wasn't expecting to be, like, taken a picture of. And then they, like, break down, like, every little thing about me that they didn't like. So that was, like, my hair or my shoes, what I was wearing, and then, like, they'd go for, like, more personal stuff, too. So they'd, like, talk about things about my personality that they didn't like, or, like, how I acted, and, like, just all this stuff. And when I found out that one of the girls that I considered my friend was doing this, it really, really hurt my feelings. When you're going through middle school, you're already in, like, a pretty vulnerable time in your life. Like, you're, like, starting to grow up and get more mature and, like, going through puberty, and it's just, like, really rough. Like, I feel like everyone in middle school is so insecure and just going through a lot. And, like, finding out that, like, these girls were, like, spending so much time dedicated to just, like, being mean to me made everything that I was going through so much worse. So that hurt my feelings so bad. And, like, I really didn't feel like I had anywhere to go. Because, like, this one girl that I had trusted and I had, like, known for a couple years up to this point, like, if she could do that to me and if she could go behind my back and do that to me, like, who else is, like, actually my friend? Like, who else is, like, actually saying bad things about me behind my back? So that, like, really hurt me, like, internally for a long time. And, like, I had to cut that girl out of my life. And, like, I had to stop talking to her, stop being friends with her, because, like, I knew that everything that she was saying to me was a lie. Like, I knew that she was just always, well, not always, but, like, me being friends with her and remaining in that situation was never going to fix the problem.
Yeah.
And, like, at a certain point, like, you do have to just say, okay, I've had enough of this. I need to leave this situation.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what I had to do there. And that was a really hard choice for me to make. Like, I didn't, like, in middle school, everyone wants to be seen as, like, popular or, like, cool. And so it kind of felt weird that, like, one of the more popular girls was, like, I had to stop talking to her and, like, stop being friends with her. So, and then that really affected our relationship for a really, really long time. So we did not like each other for years and years and years after that. And, like, I just had to accept that that was okay. Like, I'm never going to be friends with her like we were in 6th grade and 7th grade. And that's okay. Like, some relationships in your life aren't going to work out. And you just have to live with that. And you have to replace those bad relationships with good relationships. And find good friends who are actually going to support you and love you the way that you are and help you be better.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's, like, I like how you said that you had to just, like, say that's enough. And I feel like a lot of times people misinterpret that as, like, oh, like that person gave up on me and, like, all this stuff. But when somebody else is doing the harming, you can't, like, there's only so much that you can take from that. So Charles always says it's better to have no friends than a bad friend. I always have to think about that really hard because I said it wrong one time and he has not let me live it down since. So thanks for listening to our stories and for tuning in with us, and follow us on social medias. We'll be posting more UmattR TVs and more podcasts. So thanks for tuning in. You matter.